This is a day in my life as a pilot's daughter. Today we are flying from Amsterdam to New York City after touring around Europe during the holidays for a bit. I fly as a standby passenger because of my dad, which means I get whatever seat is available, and clearly I am very, very lucky with today with Polaris First Class. When I first sat down, they offered me champagne, orange juice, and seltzer water. I obviously went with OJ. I always love to say hi to my dad up in the front. Then I tend to pick out my movie before the meal service and all of the pre-flight announcements. I chose music and lyrics and put on my slippers for the movie. This flight schedule, we got 2 meals. Sorry, I forgot to record the first, but it was an omelet and fruit for the first meal. And then I typically finish my movie, stare out the window, then take a short nap. And when we wake up about an hour and a half from landing, we get the second meal with fruit, a muffin, and a hamburger. I chose to watch Elf naturally around the holidays, and landing in New York City, had to. Then I wait for the customers to exit and meet up with my dad for customs, and off we go to New York City.
Welcome to a day in the life of a Year 4 Australian teacher, last day edition. I was already so emotional today and the day did not go as planned. We were going to just play games and have fun and watch a movie today. I brought in popcorn and chocolate for the kids and even sent an email to their parents to let them bring in individual snacks. Due to COVID, we can't share, but I was bringing in some sealed individual packets so it was all fine and healthy and safe. I check my email, I give you an outfit of the day, and I go about setting up my classroom, and then it hits. I go and check Miss Mitchell, and then I get a phone call. That phone call ruined my day. It told me I was a close contact and I needed to go to report that to my principal. I, of course, was not allowed to stay at school, and my end of day was done. I had 8 minutes pretty much to get all of my stuff out of the classroom and set up ready. The kids kept bringing me gifts because I didn't get out in time, and I was so emotional. The staff are beautiful, and I couldn't help but cry. Happy tears, sad tears, just emotional tears at my last day not going the way I planned. But I have the best principal in the world, and she's letting me come back next week to have a redo of my last day. I got all of my stuff home and my room turned into a bombshell, and look at all my presents. I'm so grateful. It was such an emotional day, and I honestly can't believe my contract is finished like this.
Part 2 of 24 hours with a 7-week-old baby. At this stage, we were feeding Milo every 3 hours, and each time I nursed, I would use this haka on the other side to collect any milk that came out. Hiccups. After each session, I would give him that extra milk in a bottle. After nursing, I brought him to the floor for some playtime where we played with this play gym. And afterwards, we tried a little bit of tummy time, which is always a bit tough with a newborn because it's hard for them, but it's really good for their neck strength. And so we did a little bit every single day. Then I put him in his swaddle and it was time for a little afternoon nap. I have a highlight on my Instagram profile called Q&As too, where I answer a ton of questions about infant sleep. I tried to get a little bit of work done, and then at 3 o'clock, it was time for his next feed, so Michael went in. He was already awake, so we unswaddled him, and we brought him to the changing table. We used to do every feed with Milo just in his diaper to try to keep him awake. Otherwise, he would get all warm and snoozy and sleepy. We call this National Geographic time, skin to skin.
What's happening?
I'm so tired.
Now Daddy's gonna get your probiotics and your sun drops. Milo, you gotta wake up. It's time to be awake. It's time to be awake, Mai. It's your wake window. Look at these arm rolls, and these tummy rolls, these chin rolls. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Okay, Daddy's gonna wake you at the changing table, and then Mommy's gonna give you her present she got you.
I ordered this online and it clipped onto our swing.
Right, bring me the small child. Give it here, Malfoy. He's sleeping. This is supposed to be wake time, though.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god.
He loves it. Instantly passed out.
After this, we got Milo ready for a short stroller walk around New York City. It can be really difficult to get yourself outside when you have a newborn, especially in the winter, but that's something I really pushed myself to do almost every day from the day we came home from the hospital. I really wanted to get comfortable using the stroller and the car seat and the carrier. When we got back from this walk, he went down for another short nap, and an hour later, it was time for his next feed. We then had a little bit more playtime on the floor, and he was getting really tired, but I did some airplane to try to keep him awake for a little bit longer. And then he went down for another nap while I folded and put away the laundry. Stay tuned for part 3.
A day in the life of a second grade teacher. I was so excited to finally be back to school this morning. I accidentally woke up way too early and got there before the doors even opened. Here's the moment of truth. My classroom was honestly in better shape than I thought, just a few fallen pieces. I had to make 2 trips bringing in all of these goodies, then it was time to chug the coffee and get to work. First thing on the list is deliver gifts to all the teacher besties. Their tags say thanks for making my days merry and bright. I hope they love them. I got back to my classroom and got the kids' gifts all set out and ready to go for them. I went to switch out our read-alouds and noticed our elf Flaky left us a goodbye note with some kisses. Got the new book set out, printed out some Happy New Year 2022 crowns for the kids to color when they come in, and some fun noisemakers for our Happy New Year party. I went to change the date and saw that my sub already did that for me. Turned on the projector, got up the morning message. Our question was, how was your winter break? And then it was time for the kids. I was so excited to see them. They were too, and they quickly reminded me that I didn't change the calendar to January. They colored their crowns. We talked about our winter breaks with our share ball at morning meeting. Then we read the book Most Marshmallows because today we're toasting to the new year. First, we came up with some ideas on well wishes and compliments for each other on this anchor chart. And then they went around and wrote them on each other's marshmallows. This was a great way for us to build community again after break, and they even wrote some on mine too. After that, they were off to gym, and it was time for me to do some very important work during prep, which besides make myself lightheaded, was set up our photo booth. I found these printable freebies for photo props and took some pictures of the kids. We unfortunately have to have lunch back in the classroom again, but then it was time for our noon countdown. At 12, we shouted Happy New Year. I set off these confettis, let them play with the balloons. Our classroom was a mess, so I decided why not add on to it with the snowball fight in math. They threw the snowballs around, but when I say freeze, they have to uncrumple one and solve it, but watch out for yellow snow. They loved this. Finally, we read the book One Word for Kids. We were going to come up with our one-word resolutions, but ran out of time because it was time to open gifts. They were so excited and I was so exhausted. After school, I cleaned up and organized, but there is no tired like the first day after break tired, so we're out the door. See you tomorrow.
The day in the life of someone with over 18 plus pets.
Alright, good morning y'all. Today's gonna be a really long day and I woke up so tired for some reason, but let's get to it. Had to let the 2 dogs out to use the restroom. Wolf and Draco are the only 2 that sleeps with us at night.
And if you have a lot of dogs, mornings and sleeping in is pretty much non-existent, so I wake up whenever they wake up. Katana sleeps in the living room, so I just let them all outside to go pee. And all the puppies are being crate trained right now, so I let all of them out as well. Then I go into my office to go wake up all the kitties and feed them. They're all on raw food right now, so I just leave it overnight to defrost.
Also, a lot of people ask me about the kitchen in my office. It's pretty much like a mini kitchen. It also has a sink and a fridge.
But it's perfect for all the pets, so then now I'm just going to feed them on a paper plate because it's easy to throw away and recycle. And then I just put it on the plate and then smash it down with a wooden stick and then add all their supplements. And the kittens are patiently waiting for me because they're very hungry every morning.
I didn't want to go too in depth with the feeding video, but you guys get the gist. And look at them eating. They're so cute and small. All right, next up I got to mist down all of the tanks with some water. Almost all of my reptiles are in bioactive enclosures, so it's important that the plants get water. Here's Gumby's eyeball. He's literally so creepy. And then got to spray down Chickman's little tank, of course, and I accidentally woke him up, but look how cute he is. I love him. Also got to spray down the life plant in the Dumpy Frog enclosure, but look how gross the water is. I think my Dumpy Frogs are actually my most messiest animal that I own. And then I also mist down Drogon a little bit. I just give him a little squirt on his forehead. And then I run back to my room to clean it up because Draco absolutely loves blankets and he's like a toddler and he makes a mess. And then I made my bed, which, you know, gotta do this every morning. And then I took a quick shower, brushed out my hair, put some hair oil in because that's literally all I have time to do today. Oh, and I also put sunblock on every single day. Guys, don't forget your sunblock. It's so important. Then I ran back downstairs to feed all of the dogs some breakfast. And like I said, this isn't a feeding video, so I'm not gonna go too in depth about what they're eating. A lot of people are under the impression that the housekeepers and my assistants do everything for me, but I literally do pretty much a majority of the work whenever they're not here. And guys, it's all about balance. I mean, I can't expect other people to do the work for me if I don't put in work myself. And at the end of the day, all of the animals are my responsibility, not really anyone else's. After I fed all the dogs, I went to vacuum the rest of my house. And after I vacuum, I use this vacuum mop and it's literally godsend. I mean, if you guys have hardwood floors and pets, you need this item. If you're gonna buy anything that I recommend, this is the thing. I do this at least twice a day and I swear my floors are always clean, but look at all the stuff it collects every single time. It's so gross and satisfying. After I cleaned the house, I went straight into my emails and my daily tasks. Also had a couple of last minute orders that I had to package. Then I had to go run some errands, so I put all of the puppies in their crate and then closed it up with a blanket so they don't cry a bunch. And then I always turn on the TV for them before I leave, and then hopped in the car and I had to go get my lashes done. And then after an hour-long appointment, boom, done. I look so much better. I feel better. After my lash appointment, I went to go get some Vietnamese coffee since I was in Garden Grove. And oh my god, guys, this drink was so good. It was like a sea salt Vietnamese coffee. It was amazing. And then my last errand was to go run the orders and ship them off. After that, I ran home and decided to eat. It's already 4 p.m. and I haven't even eaten a single thing yet. But thank you for spending the day with me. Bye!